Hi Aquarius, welcome into your monthly money and career tarot reading for the month of April 2023. I do want to thank you so much for joining me for this reading, but as we proceed, do keep in mind it is general for your month as a whole, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And I more than appreciate the love and support, the likes, the comments, and of course subscriptions to the channel if you haven't done so already. And do remember, after finishing with this reading in particular, to check out your other placements within your individual chart for more messages as I continue to post these. So the overall message I got for you for your month, of course, in regards to your money and career, this impressive financial growth is just the start. It's just the start. There's a sense of you, kicking ass throughout the month, being very impressive, looking at the overall message. And I did hear before beginning recording, doing what you do best, even if that's not all that you could do impressively, okay? Let's pull some beginning money and career oracle and see what the month has in store for you. For Aquarius. What do we have for Aquarius? April, money and career. Money and career. Okay, we have the Buddha card talking about life purpose, more than money, spiritual wealth. This did come out in Capricorn's reading, so you might want to watch theirs. I mean, I am doing both of yours on the same day, which sometimes does happen for a reason. But I do feel like Spirit's saying this is a month where you're needing to, and you probably already will naturally, needing to appreciate the different levels of abundance, right? That spiritual guidance, the attention you're gaining, I want to say, the impressive success in certain ways on different levels, the money flowing in. But Spirit's saying, especially when it comes to the financial growth, the money flowing in, it's just the start. So if it doesn't feel like everything you need or desire or both, there's more in the upcoming months. It feels like a lot drawn to this reading have recently started a job or gained a new door opening for you in some way, shape, or form. Even if that was a business idea for you being put to use, or you will gain a new opportunity, that door opening if you need one or want one throughout the month of April. But I feel a very bold and confident way about your energy, but very grounded for the most part throughout the month. A sense of you being in touch, being drawn to this reading, being in touch with your life purpose, or at least part of it. And if you don't feel like you are or fully are, it's a month where you will take steps closer to being more in touch with that life purpose, okay? A sense of there's a power to your work, okay? Say you work online, for example, there's a power that's drawing people in and keeping people's attention peeled upon you, okay? Or on your work. A sense of you, either way, even if you work one if not multiple day-to-day jobs or run a business or both, you are very impressive once again and creating powerful work, okay? Producing, developing, however that looks for you. You might even discover you're better at something new that you recently discovered or are throughout this month than you would have thought, okay? So don't be surprised when people want more of what you have to offer. But look at that, giving and receiving, sudden windfall and generosity. I feel like people are being generous with their time, and I feel like your generosity, your caring nature, that's coming back to help you, a sense of karma written on your reading. But I also feel like your hard work, your determination, for some not giving up on something, even when things were a bit rough or harder, just obstacle after obstacle, right? Or things didn't grow as quickly as you were told by the universe or by your spirit guides, or one in particular, or you just felt it's your time, okay? And you might have already started to gain some of this new growth, progression, success, and now it feels like it's just kind of snowballing. But for some, it's beginning, it's being sparked, it's finally your time throughout the month of April. Also flying out ring, financial commitments, long-term investment, as well the career part, talking about partnership, work together, and fulfilling career. It's a month that reminds you, you can't just settle for a job that just brings in the dough, the money, right? That expected paycheck or whatever the case may be for you. It's a sense of you needing to destined to have a fulfilling career. If that's working for a company, it's meant to be fulfilling for you in one way, if not multiple ways. But I do feel like there's a lot of entrepreneurs drawn to the reading who need to be working for yourself, right? For oneself. And making that money while helping people, or just making some sort of I want to say difference in the world, right? I feel as if, again, your helpful nature coming into play. But I do feel like you're thinking about where your money's going, your commitments, in a sense, at certain points, thinking about where your money's going as far as frivolous spending or just necessary spending. You know, I'm getting like grocery shopping, taking care of your looks, stuff of that nature, potentially having to take care of kids for some, or your family in general. But I also feel like when it comes to one, if not multiple contracts or something you are giving money to, say monthly, like a living situation or a car, could be something else different for you completely. Regardless, the point is you're thinking about, is this going to work for me moving forward? Some of you already have that answer stepping into April. And it's this month where the financial growth is going to help you, and even the clarity flowing in, and potentially new doors potentially opening for you, given the opportunity to allow for a door to open, right? A choice, if you will. This is all leading you towards improvements, okay? Or just, it may just be one for you individually, but a feeling that that will lead to other improvements down the line. A bit of a trickling effect from one door to the next is what I'm getting. Let me take a deep breath. And I feel like you have to do that at certain points in the month because you have a lot going on, a lot on your plate, and potentially taking on more as the month trickles on. And it's this feeling where you might want to as well watch the Leo reading, because I mentioned this in theirs. As you take on, as the success grows, right? As something does better for you, as you feel oneself becoming more and more impressively successful in certain ways, and people just keep coming back for more, a sense of this leaving you with more to accomplish, more on your plate, and you may even be taking more on besides that, right, on top of it. So I need to tap into that ability to easily manage, to balance things out, to cope to the best of your ability with certain annoyances along the way, excuse me, whether it's your spirituality messing with you at times, energy affecting you, feeling like one if not multiple people do feel the need to try to work against you. But a sense of this not getting in the way of what needs to get done, right? What you're meant to succeed at. A feeling that you were meant to finish up this month feeling like things just went in your favor at least 99.5% of the time. Does that make sense? Not really sure why they gave me that number, but I do feel like all the meanwhile, you're being pushed to think about your future in a simplistic, non-overthinking manner and ask the universe, sending out that vibration for what you truly desire. And maybe you need to figure out a bit more, solidify in your mind what that looks like for you, okay? But I did get the message as I was rambling that there may be one if not multiple people you're working with and or living with that's making you a little bit nervous, even if it's not intentional. So just take a deep breath and cleanse your energy when it comes to that. And if need be, temporarily step away from that situation, and it may remind you or spark that conclusion in your mind that there needs to be a change moving forward, okay, in one way, shape, or form, some of which it's a complete switch up or replacing. But look at that, the gold card, solid finances, investing, integrity, and deep values. Yeah, it just feels like your finances are taking such an increase, but it's all about how you manage it, right? You can receive a bunch of money here and there sporadically or just consistently throughout this month altogether. But if you're not managing it well, if you're allowing it to go out just as quickly as it's coming in, I get that at times that's inevitable, right? But it feels like this is not that kind of month. Allow for oneself to spend what you are meant to, what you need to. Treat yourself a little bit, of course. Keep yourself glowing and moving forward, motivated. But then let's put some aside, okay? Watch that savings increase grow for you, okay? Watch that savings grow. But I just feel like, there's a lot of thoughts of what to invest in moving forward. You're golden is what I'm getting. You're golden. I do feel like in the midst of tying into that fulfilling career message, there is satisfying work for you, period. And this is a reminder why you do what you do, or why you're meant to begin something, okay? I'm hearing we chose it for you. And I feel like for some drawn to the reading, there have been multiple disappointments or just beginnings and endings, or just a couple that didn't feel purposeful, but they were, right? It's like all of it had a lot to teach you or to remind you, or both. And it just feels like potentially the space in between that last opportunity, and now, and even rewinding back, if there were multiple, purposeful. Okay, it feels like stuff had to get accomplished in between, healing, stuff of that nature. And now you fully know what you want. But it feels like they're saying this would have been a bad investment. Okay, if you actually continued it, or you let it last for too long. All right, and it would have caused other complications that we are not allowing at this time and moving forward. But we also have the Cup card at the bottom of the deck talking about overflowing prosperity, a full or empty account. I do feel like some of which need to put money in their account or start a new one they can access more efficiently. It may be more so you need to move money from one account to the next. But I do feel like there is just read nurturer as numbers. Interesting. So I feel like there's numbers throughout the month going up, fluctuating for some. I do feel as if customers and clientele, whether it's through your job or for your business for some, are coming back around and flowing towards you in a new sense. But I do feel like there's this vibe about you where you're very mature, very, again, busy and responsible. So if you're working with people, they're naturally seeing you in this light, guarantee that you'll get the job done, but it's going to be sort of at your own pace, in your own way, because I feel like you're experienced and you know what you're doing. So you don't need to do exactly what other people are doing or how they go about it. I just heard copycat. You might have somebody, especially if you work online, who is pretending to be you in one way, shape, or form, or multiple ways. I'm now hearing fake account. But I do feel like there might be somebody, if not multiple people at work, that you can't trust, and potentially at home for some, but tying into the copycat at work. All right. But I do feel like, again, going back to that mature, responsible way about you, you're taking care of business, getting things done. You might find that certain days in the month, certain weeks, you get more done than you would have expected, right? It's this feeling that you had a past busy chapter that felt somewhat similar to what you have at hand. Could have been one of multiple similar situations, or just you were just as busy, but you're managing things better at this point. It could be because of certain past changes you made or you're making throughout this month, or it could be just simply because you have grown, you've changed, and you're just better at managing what's at hand to the best of your ability. That in and of itself is impressive. But either way, an Ace of Cups vibe, your cup overflowing with prosperity. All right, so let's continue and pull some small everyday tarot. Small money and career messages. I do feel like there are moments throughout the month where you're spoken through by spirit incorrectly, or just in general. You slip up on your words, you stumble, energy makes you a little bit nervous or anxious, and spirit's saying, don't let it get the best of you. Shake it off, cleanse your energy, and adjust where need be, and move on forth, because there's a lot to get done, okay? And I feel like there's going to be even more after that, right? It's a sense of you getting something done, and then there's more on your plate, right? Your boss brings you something else to do, or several other things. Or you finish this, finally, check that off my to-do list. Now I have to do this, this, and this, and then another customer or multiple clients are flowing in, right? It's all good, but it just feels busy. Again, let's balance it out productively. But thinking about money moves for the future, it could be more in regards to one, if not multiple, you're taking throughout this month, but you're, again, moving money for some, managing that well. I do feel like there's a focus on why you desire more money for the comfort of your future, the fulfillment of one, if not multiple, important financial goals, right? Shifts in the right direction, or just a switch up, a change for you. But I also feel like it roots back to you being raised, how you grew up in one way, shape, or form. Spirit's saying this was potentially because of how your parent or parents or whoever influenced you at a younger age raised you, right? Or taught you how to work, to make money, to prioritize that, to make it number one, right? Or number one and number two, right? And I do feel as if this also has to do with you just being money hungry all the meanwhile. So be it. Just don't let oneself get distraught when there are small moments throughout the month where you wish you had more, or you wish you made more than you could have or should have, right? Because it feels like the more lucrative parts of the month will outweigh that or balance things out, okay? And push your cup to overflow all the meanwhile. But look at that, hard work pays off. Beautiful, the best of the best. And it's a month where you are truly feeling quite accomplished, all right? Beyond. Let's move on to the tarot, because we did about 15 minutes of just the two oracle decks. But I feel like a lot drawn to the reading. You'll be doing a lot of speaking throughout this month. Just remember, less is more if you're spoken through by spirit. Not as cut and dry as black and white as just stopping oneself from speaking or limiting it. But I also feel like there's a reminder that less is more, right? Quality over quantity as well. That's going to come through in a couple different ways. So just pay attention to those reminders. I also feel like there's a lot of synchronicities for you individually throughout the month. Pay attention to the animals you're drawn to see online, in a movie, TV show, outside, things that you just randomly think about. That's spirit, okay? I also feel like there's going to be a lot of important money and career messages you're gaining throughout the month of April from other people's tarot readings, from potentially pulling your own cards. If you're a tarot reader, which I feel like some of which are, you will be impressed by how accurate your readings are. Okay, flopping out the Knight of Cups and the Four of Cups. A reminder in the midst of moving forth towards more fulfillment, more success once again. You were in just, I feel like, a different version of success. You're being reminded of who and what's not meant for you. Person or multiple that you work with and or live with, so steer clear to the best of your ability if it's possible, but potentially reminders of why you left one if not multiple situations once again behind, and this highlighting how much better things are than they seem at certain points when there are certain imperfections, disturbances, complications, obstacles popping up, or you just have to get through training for a new job, or something switches up that isn't ideal per se. They're saying in your foresight at that job you're working, or you get the point. I just feel as if there's a reminder everything has happened for a reason, and everything's going to happen purposely for a reason moving forward and throughout this month. And you are where you were meant to be for this time. And it's going to obviously differ from case to case if that's meant to switch up moving forward or when that's meant to switch up. But it feels like there are certain upgrades and important, they're saying progressive, but healthy changes for yourself moving forward. And this month helps you move towards that. I'm hearing you're meant to be wealthy. You're meant to be wealthy. Being drawn back to nurture, I feel like you're taking care of business once again, but taking care of your business, watering something, a very Seven of Pentacles vibe, taking care of what you need to at work and putting in that effort. And again, seeing that hard work pay off. Beautiful. Also coming out the Page of Wands, there may be a fresh, passionate start for you. This could be a new job. It could be a business idea finally being put to use, an expansion, getting a powerful, passionate, spiritual collaboration, even if you don't think it's spiritual. Anyways, but I also feel like some of which are seeing levels of passion reignited within a continuing situation. A need in Spirit's eyes for you not to let things kind of continue in a mundane way or just in a bland, going through the motions sort of way, okay? I need to, even if you choose to continue a job that you're not 1000% passionate about, at least not fully or at all times, to find certain ways, certain strategies you've learned at this point or will gain throughout this month to relight that fire within and just accomplish things with passion, okay? But I do feel like there's certain moments throughout the month where you speak, your conviction, your hand movements, I want to say, your mannerisms, your energy, passionate. And this will remind you why you do what you do. The Hierophant, change written all over this reading, preparing for future change, reminders of past changes, or one in particular. And I do feel as if things are feeling like they're adjusting and changing in your favor, at least for the most part throughout April, but things will get even more, more lucrative moving forward. Things will just feel more productive and on point as the months trickle on, all right? This is just 1 month is what I'm hearing. It's just 1 month. Also, doing a flip, the Two of Swords, feeling a bit perplexed, at least at certain parts of the month in regards to when this right opportunity will come in for you or the future of your career in general. Do I have a future at this job is a question some might find themselves asking. But I do also feel like the future of your finances feels a little bit uncertain, at least at the beginning of the month. But by the time you finish up April and wrap it up with a bow, I do feel like because the prosperity, the money flowing in, the impressive success leaving you with this financial growth, it won't feel as Two of Swordish, okay? If I even said that right, it won't feel as much like this blinded energy. But I do feel like there is a little bit of a guarded way about you. I feel like you're, again, nurturing, but feeling quite protective over your work. I do what I do and I do it well, so don't question that, all right? Potentially protecting your online content. Again, you could have a copycat or people trying to scam you, I want to say. I do feel like it's a month where you're receiving certain fake phone calls or just random phone calls for other people, different emails that are not legit. So just trust your intuition. As an Aquarius, I've said it time and time again, you have one of the strongest intuitions. So it would be a shame, a disservice to you and your beautiful Aquarian future to not trust it, okay? But there's a light shining down on you throughout the month from, they're saying the heavens, however you want to look at it, but it feels like this a level of spotlight attention or certain levels for some that's gaining you more success. Period. You might need more attention, more eyes peeled upon your work, on you individually for some to see things grow and prosper moving forward and throughout this month. Either way, people are tuning in, people are impressed, people like what you have going on and what you're creating and developing. They're saying, so keep going, but in a balanced, organized manner. Make sure you're keeping your home situation, and if it comes to be your work situation, but it could be the same place, keep it tidy, all right? It's essential for you to have a clear mindset. So when things come about as far as an opportunity or you have to overcome obstacles or deal with certain annoyances, you don't have a lot of, they're saying mumbo jumbo up in your mind, okay? And you are able to clearly, strategically, in a logical sense, sort through, overcome, decide, right? Decipher. And this will feel very productive all the meanwhile and leave you feeling refreshed, okay? Look at that. Yeah, you might be dealing with one, if not multiple people who they're describing as the devil energy, all right? Toxic. Or this might be spiritual energy-wise. Anyways, slight negative note, but I do feel like it's a month where you're receiving justice left and right, especially in the second half of the month, I want to say. It's a month where this impressive success is leaving you with financial growth, but this impressive financial growth is just the start, all right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Definitely go enjoy your month, and I'll definitely see you next time.